I said what I wanted to. I said what I thought was true. Now there's nothing to build upon except what I said wrong. Please bring me to my goals. It's where I can see the most about what I should let go and what I need to keep close. I wonder who sees me, but it's just not about me. And I'm falling faster and faster into thinking it was so. It's just another Colorado storm. noche, bebé, en aquel bar de RD, 2 botellas de rosé, hasta que con tu boca me topé. Fuimos por la disco de hoy, bailamos pegado de gigante. Esa noche yo te conocí de ti, no me despegué. Ojeada de ti, nos ponemos friki. Tú no necesitas pi. Como el vicio te quiero para mí. Ojeada de ti, nos ponemos friki. Tú no necesitas pi. Porque tú estás hecho para mí, para mí. Baby, yo estoy hecha para ti. Como el café en la mañana, todos los días en la semana. Para mí, baby, yo estoy hecha para ti. Para más, para ti, para mí. Para más, para ti, para mí. Me quitaba la monotonía, arriba y del lado, de noche y de día. Wake up, vamos en sintonía. Que suerte la tuya, has ganado la lotería. Ojeada de ti, nos ponemos friki. Tú no necesitas pi. Como el vicio te quiero para mí. Ojeada de ti, nos ponemos friki. Tú no necesitas pi. Porque tú estás hecho para mí, para mí. Baby, yo estoy hecha para ti. Como el café en la mañana, todos los días en la semana. Para mí, baby, yo estoy hecha para ti. Para más, para ti, para mí. Para más, para ti, para mí. Para más,
Moving and shaking there, Kinsman,
Yeah,
on
for
a
Thursday night.
on a Thursday.
Yeah, week is just zipping by.
I was going to say it was Thursday, but I know you get extreme joy out of telling everyone.
That's the old radioisms in
Yeah.
me. Time, temp, weather.
Oh, you're missing one.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing in the world?
Cliches.
No. Well, yes, but even more.
And parking.
Yes, parking's by far. You're like that
I
brings you
find
the
the
most
best
joy.
parking spot
do.
in all of,
Yeah.
no matter what city I'm in, I'll find
Yeah.
that best parking
Now,
space.
I could see
time.
if you were bragging about a good parking spot downtown Toronto.
Yes.
And you nailed one close to the arena or the hotel, right? But when you brag about the best spot you got in Iroquois Falls, it's a little like, look how close I am.
Look at me.
There's
I got
4
I
cars
got the
there.
mayor's spot.
Yeah.
That's the
Don't
Terry
you find-
Delorier spot.
Don't you find that to be like on the extreme side? No?
Got to take joy. You got to take, you got to pick your battles, and it's good to get that the rock star parking, I call it.
Rockstar. Do rock stars
They
really
don't even
care?
get parking. No,
Yeah.
they get bust into the venue and go that way.
Okay. So anyways, you do love parking, but I know you love this more. This Wheel of Winning tonight, by the way.
Yeah, the PAIB Wheel of Winning, PAIB Insurance Inc. Providing tonight on the wheel. Are you ready for this? 4 VIP passes to BeaverTails, which is going to be in town tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, part of the Mother's Day pop-up market.
Right.
This weekend. And the best part is, no matter how long the line is, whoever wins the VIP pass for 4, we will get you to the front of the line. You're going to have a special number to text, and you go and pick up your order ahead of everybody else. Skip the line.
That's a beauty because
Yeah.
that line gets pretty big.
It gets pretty
Yeah.
long. Right down third.
Yeah.
You're going 1,000 deep. How long's the wait? The person who wins tonight, it's not going to be a long
Remember
wait at all.
last year you were behind 150 people and I texted Ray and I zipped right to
You
the
zipped to the
You
front
never
of the
talked to
line.
me for 2
No,
weeks
I
after
did
that.
not, no.
I didn't do
You
that.
gave me the
trust
same
me.
treatment
I
that you're giving me after the Leafs beat your Sens there.
you have to
Couple nights
squeeze in
ago.
that.
I
Like,
always have to squeeze it
you
in.
mentioned the
My
Leafs.
Leafs are still going.
To our guests we're about to introduce, you mentioned the Leafs are about 900 times already.
Well,
We-
you got to find what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
It's good to still cheer for the team. Of course,
Okay.
anybody who's cheered for the Leafs, it's usually we're golfing at this time, so this is a rarity. So we're going to take it.
We're just bursting with excitement in
Yes,
this Leaf
yes,
talk
we
there,
are.
Kinsman. But I'm going to change my frown upside down because we're going to introduce our amazing guest
tonight.
right now there, pal.
Yes, we are
Yeah.
from the Owl's Nest.
Yes.
Launched her soft launch this week of the Anti-Hunger Coalition, Timmins. We have in Studio 67 tonight, Michelle Mailloux.
Hello, Michelle.
Michelle,
Hey, how are we?
we're fabulous. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Well, thank you for letting us be part of your soft launch this week because, people come up to me, what is the whole owl's nest?
Right,
What is the owl's nest? And, this is why you're here to tell the world about your amazing services you're offering here in the city.
Absolutely. And it really warms my heart. My mic, see, I'm not supposed to touch my mic. I was told not to touch my mic, and I touched my and we're okay because both can be true. I can be listening and hearing and also still slip away and come back. So Owl's Nest is about creating safe spaces for folks who might not necessarily have points of contacts. And even, in community, if they do have points of contact, sometimes folks who have mental health conditions, illnesses, who use substances, regardless, even just folks who are having a hard time, we all experience that. And Owl's Nest is about creating connections and allowing space for folks to show up exactly as they are, regardless of what that looks like on any given day. Recognizing that one day it looks a certain way and the next day it might look different. And that's okay. Folks are human. We're all human. We all experience these different fluctuations. And it really is just about, connection, being together, and learning tools. So I was fortunate to be able to access some tools to help me with my own mental illness. I was diagnosed in 2013 with post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, anxiety, and all that comes with it. Now, I talk about a diagnosis, and it's not just about that. It really is about the impacts that it can have on someone's life. And I know this because I've experienced it, and I've also supported folks who've experienced these kinds of things. And I know that connection, when connections are very meaningful, and even if it's just little pieces, you drop a little seed, you share a little comment, you share a practice, hey, how's it going? Just those little pieces of connection can really help folks to feel seen, heard, understood.
Mhm.
And that's what Owl's Nest does. So it really is about creating safe spaces for folks. And I do that by the different tools that I offer. So that being said, I do somatic healing, body movement, yoga. The body really does hold emotion. And there's a lot of talk about that more recently and things like that. And it's true, I've learned throughout the years that at different times, when there was something going on, in that moment, I didn't really necessarily, or I was just too focused in on what I was experiencing. Later, I've realized, and later could be an hour later. Sometimes it's been years later where I kind of recognize, wait a minute, I was experiencing that because, start making connections.
Mhm.
And in my individual coaching sessions, that is what I do with folks, is I help them to identify, okay, where are you at? What are you experiencing? How does that feel in your body? And then, it really is about sharing the tool so that folks, you can really come to that realization on your own, because individuals have all the tools within them. I truly, truly believe that. And I'm a guide, and I help them work through what it is, because we push down, like I was mentioning at the soft launch,
People suppress their
absolutely,
emotions. Yeah.
absolutely. And it's not uncommon. Everybody does it. And sometimes we don't even realize that we're doing it, right? But it kind of gets pushed down and pushed down. And some people go a whole lifetime without ever recognizing or knowing or realizing. And right, who am I to say, hey, look at this, look at that? No, everybody heals in their own time, when you might feel is the right time for you. And that can look different. Sometimes we move in and we move back. And that has been my own experience, kind of comes in waves. And the main thing is, let's stay connected. And that's what Owl's Nest offers.
Well, I want to talk about this a bit. So we were fortunate enough to attend your soft opening and listen to your presentation, and a few things really resonated with me.
Okay.
The fact that you're sharing your own personal experience. So when I used to work in human resources, I always said your best supervisors are the people that worked on the shop floor and worked their way up, because they're relatable. They know what works and what doesn't. you shared and continue to share your own personal journey with mental health. Was that, and to me, that makes you an excellent person as a resource tool and a mentor and to provide guidance because you've lived through or are living through some things that folks will find relatable.
Yeah.
We may all find relatable.
Right.
Was that, my question is, was that a difficult decision to share this journey? Because it is very personal. You must have given some thought of how much information I want to release. I think you're making the right decision, but did you have to give some thought to that?
You know, I want to say it's been my whole life's work. And yes, absolutely. Everything that I do, although can sometimes seem, okay, we're moving quickly, we're going on with this, we're moving forward. But it's really been thought through for quite some time. And there was a time where I didn't want anybody to know any of my experience. And that only created some self-stigma toward myself. And that meant that I didn't access the help I needed when it could have really made a difference. So it really shifted the needle to, okay, now I'm in this darkness and it's hard, right? So of course, in those moments, I'm head down. I'm not even concerned about what is happening. And once I kind of came out and received the support that I needed, and I mean, I recognized early on, it's been a long 10 years, even, you know, since 2013. And again, it's shifted. And every time though, it was about sharing a little bit more. And I don't go and share all these details with everybody and you know, just here we go. And this is right. It really is about creating those meaningful connections. And if I believe that there's a piece that can help someone at a certain time, then I'll share that with them, you know? And like I was saying earlier, it creates opportunity to open the doors for others because I know that I felt so alone and I was well surrounded. And yet I still felt so alone. So I know that I'm not alone when I was feeling alone. A lot of people feel that. A lot of people who are well connected in their day to day can also feel very alone. So both can be true. You can be well surrounded by folks and still feel very alone, right?
Maybe afraid to, you know, tackle the situation or the emotional trauma because I guess you feel you're going to be judged.
Absolutely.
And people deal with emotional traumas in their own, you know, different ways. You
Yes.
know, not two people wouldn't, you know, deal with the same trauma the same way.
No, and there's, I mean, as many as there are individuals in this world, that is how many different ways there are possibilities to work through what we're experiencing. No two people are the same, and it might mean, you know, it looks this way. Even, you know, for myself, at a certain time, it looked a certain way. It looked this, you know. I was followed by a psychiatrist for 10 years, and I'm grateful for that because it was the same psychiatrist, and she was able to help me move along. So much so that, you know, when things were better and we kind of, okay, we met less frequently. When we did, okay, I need to get back connected, you know, she would say, oh, Michelle, so how about, remember you were telling me about your friend, how are they doing, have you been to see them? So it was really about creating this connection where it felt like, okay, I feel seen and heard by my psychiatrist here, who probably sees I don't know how many clients, right? So as much as it's with folks in the health industry, you know, whether it's your family doctor, your practitioner, a nurse, a mental health clinician, or psychiatrist, psychotherapist, there is a whole wide variety of different things. And what works at one time might not work at another time. And it's being open to, okay, well, this is something I haven't tried. I'm going to try this and see how it goes. So what I do is I do somatic healing. So I've worked with yoga. I've been practicing yoga for quite some time now. And what I've recognized is, again, it's really looked different at different times in my life. So there were times where it was very just, you know, I couldn't move much and I couldn't really be in the moment. But it was still hard being in the moment. And I said, okay, I'm going to try this because it's different. It's new and we'll see how it goes. And I gave it a shot. And I kind of stuck with it. So then it kind of shifted in what it looked like. Nowadays, I'm doing the somatic healing piece of it because I've done that work for myself and I know that it works. And I know for me that it's really helped me get in touch with these pieces. When we say the body feels, we hold stuff in our body. And it's so true. Even just in the posture that we adopt, right? And we don't even recognize it. So being able to do that mind-body connection. So I incorporate body-based healing, so somatic yoga, movement, and then, with that is the mindfulness piece. So we're connecting your body and mind. So together, they create this wonderful opportunity to really open up and get curious. And that is one of my favorite things is saying, okay, let's get curious about that. I wonder what it might look like, what it might feel like. Have you ever considered, and just opening things up and sharing pieces?
You are bringing a lot of positivity, or maybe that's the wrong word, comfortableness
Yeah.
around the
making
word
it more comfortable for people to
mental
Good.
health.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah.
up to like 2015, maybe 10 years ago,
Mhm.
you don't discuss mental health,
No.
especially in the workplace, because you're seen as
It's like a faux
as
pas.
weak.
Yeah.
We have gotten better, and that's the Fuller glass.
Yeah.
But with social media,
Mhm.
we've also gotten meaner
Mm.
and more judgmental.
A lot of keyboard
They're in this
warriors out there.
situation
Yeah.
because there are all types of words you could add there.
Yeah.
So the communication's gotten better, for good or for bad.
Yeah.
More good, thanks to people like Michelle
Oh, thank you so much.
in all your work. And one thing I find that people fail to realize is that COVID, hoping it
Mm.
never returns, has played a detrimental to people's mental health and is still.
Big time. A lot of people
I
still
have
battling
spoken with
that.
a person last week, and last week at the home show was their first public event they've gone out since COVID because they didn't feel well enough or comfortable. There was a whole type of mental health issues that they suffered through COVID. So years later, that's still a big ramification. So
Yeah.
you probably have you seen that in your line of work, and you're not alone if you
Yeah.
feel that way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing it a lot. I worked in youth mental health and substance use, and a lot of individuals who I was working with and talking with in that area had felt that because they were maybe just entering high school, and that was their introduction into high school was this homeschooling, and so that introduction to high school and that whole leap into that era, let's say, was kind of discombobulated because of COVID. So in the youth, I was seeing that a lot in folks in general. And like you said, it's still ever so present. It's not uncommon. I have some friends, my mom, who says, you know what, there's a lot of COVID going around. I don't want to go out too much. And yeah, she was sick. She was ill. And I was ill, so it kind of creates that it's not unreasonable. So that fear is there.
Mhm.
It's how do we, start shifting, start moving. And that, in a sense, is why conversations and community is so important, right? Kind of be able to plant those seeds, have those conversations,
And to
and
adjust to those
start
surroundings.
shifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We have posted the link to your Facebook page, which will direct people to web pages and contact numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
This you share a pretty awesome journey, and
Mhm,
as Mark was chatting with you, like there's not one solution
mhm.
for that fits everyone,
That's
No,
right.
which
different
is
molds.
Yeah.
right. So what you offer is a very, I find, like creative approach,
Mhm.
like an individualized approach, and you speak in a way that it's not embarrassing to talk with you, because I can speak for a lot of guys here. I'm not being judgmental. We're most of my guy friends, especially this one, Michelle, but and me too. We have a challenge talking about our feelings.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some women, but in my experience, guys, we're awful,
Mm.
and we have that boiled up mentality, right? That suppression.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do we
suppressing to the point where, you
Yeah.
know, eventually the volcano erupts.
Yeah, where
This is
Yeah.
where you come in to,
Yeah.
you know, settle
Yeah.
the blow.
it's like
before it
slowly
gets-
letting the
Yeah.
air out of the balloon
Yeah,
before
yeah,
But
yeah.
do you I mean, obviously there's a different approach when with men and women. We get it's individualized.
Yeah.
But are we out of the ballpark to say that some men you met we're not very good at communicating how we feel in a healthy way?
You know what? It's the reality. When we look at society, how men are, how boys are raised to be
Yeah.
men, and what it means to be a man, right?
Mhm.
Society says, you know, men don't cry, men don't feel their emotions. All these different things. You got to be tough. You got to be strong. And when it kind of bumps up against that, of course, that self stigma men feel as well. So it's women have different patterns, I want to say, or different contexts. But yeah, absolutely. Men feel that too.
But let's face it here. The women are the stronger sex, period.
Yes.
Like
yes, they
I've
are.
never had to debate that. It started.
Hands
I learned
down.
that early
That's it.
from my mom. I find they have a lot better coping skills, probably a bigger brain. They probably do have a bigger brain, Kinsman. You have to agree
Well,
with that.
They bring us into this world. They can bring
The
us
better
out. That's what my mom used to-
communicators.
That's what my mom used
Yeah.
to say. Right.
So I feel comfortable. That there's probably many great people in this profession, but on a daily basis, and just even today when it came to some coloring for our not coloring books, we do that too. But for a new
Yeah.
logo, we went to women's perspective,
Okay.
people that we work with professionally and personally.
And our
Yeah.
spouses,
Because
and
they
sent
can-
them and got some feedback from them.
Because I know the feedback, if it's good, you'll get good.
Mhm.
If it's not so good, you'll get not so good.
Right.
Where one of my guy friends will just say, man, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever doesn't really help us improve
or it's like meh. Yeah.
Right.
Go with it.
The
Go
meh
with it.
emoji.
Yeah.
Right.
The meh
Well,
emoji. Right.
You know, you mentioned that, and in the mental health sector, what we hear is "I'm fine." How are
Yeah.
you today? I'm fine. Right? How many times have we said "I'm fine"? Have you said that before?
Yeah.
I'm fine. Well,
When you're really not.
when you're really not.
No.
Right?
Like in that situation, when you're not fine, should
Yeah.
you know, it's okay to say, you know, I'm not fine.
Yes, absolutely.
And open up the conversation right there.
And I think the more that we can do that together and witness that in other people, you know, it makes us, it made me feel less alone. And what I'm hearing too is it makes other people feel less alone in their journey. And again, you know, every journey is unique and particular to that individual. And yes, and we also have some similarities. So when we talk about what does struggle mean, what does sense of belonging mean? What does safety mean? We had conversation around what safety is and what that looks like, what that feels like, you know, and everybody is different. And it really is, it comes down to where are we at? How are we feeling? How do we want to move forward? And know that there are options. I work with community partners. I'm very well connected. And like I said, you know, at the soft launch, I know a lot of things. I have expertise in certain areas
Mhm.
and I've walked the path. So yes, I do bring that. That being said, I don't have all the answers and I don't expect to. And I will be honest and say, you know what, I'm not sure about that. Let's check in. Or if it's something that maybe I'm not the right person for what you're experiencing right now, I will connect you with who might be
To another professional in that
right.
field. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, the more that we can surround ourselves with support, the easier it then becomes.
They I was chatting to you a little bit about this earlier on this week, and sometimes I find it gets frustrating when people give you the simple answer.
Mhm.
So if you're struggling financially, just get another job. If you've lost someone very meaningful in your life, time will heal all wounds.
Right. Hear all these cliches.
Right. Which I never find accurate.
Mhm.
It's not as easy just to get another job if you have families,
No.
if you have
Or
time
it's something that
commitments,
you've been
if you're in
stuck
school,
with, and that's all
um,
you know.
or
Right.
if you're living on, you know, if you're homeless, just fix it,
Mm.
right? These magic wand approaches, but it's so much more deep rooted than that. And I think that people, when they say lack of resources, they may just, yes, we need to improve the resources in our community, obviously. But sometimes you may be going to the wrong resources also. It could be like a close network of friends that are just giving you the paintbrush, which I call the teenage boy mentality. When I ask my son, how's school? It's fine.
It's fine.
What happened
right?
today? Nothing.
What'd you learn today?
Um,
Nothing. I didn't
No,
do
and-
anything
Right.
today.
But when you're looking for a resource or a shoulder to cry on, sometimes the simple approach isn't the magic marker.
Well, that being said, I mean, that's a good question because absolutely, I feel that having someone to chat, having someone, and I mean, there's a difference between am I being heard and seen and understood, or am I going and sharing and talking and it's not right? It can kind of, yeah, in that sense.
Mhm.
So there's always different approaches to that. And again, there's a lot of, I'm trying to find my right words here, right words,
Mhm.
right? When we talk about society, there are systems in place, right,
Mhm.
that continue to perpetuate harm. We know that. It's not something new that I'm sharing. And change takes time.
Mhm.
And to change systems takes even longer. When we think about change in individuals, I think it was someone, and this is going back quite some time, like 7 generations to change, right?
Mhm.
And that could have changed from the last time I checked. So if we think of on an individual level how long that takes, when we think about systems in society, how much longer that would take, right? So the idea is to continue having the conversations. And the cliche about, you know, just be kind, and as simple as it is and as straightforward as it is, sometimes it's true.
You're right. If you, I used to say this in the workplace. Someone said, I don't get along with this person at work.
Mm.
I always said, well, just maybe start with a good morning.
Mm.
Sometimes a good
It
morning
makes a big
or
difference.
how's your
Yeah.
day going? As simple, we may say it 100 times a day. You say it to that person. That's a small, big positive step.
Right?
Mhm.
And I get that there's
Little
no simple
compliments.
answer. I guess the other way to look at what I was saying is the fact
Right.
that even though you may not get the right answer, you should consider yourself very fortunate that you do have someone to talk to, because many people out there are going through this alone.
That's true. There's a lot of people.
And communication is a key. And I've seen a few great comments on this stream where some folks are saying, I'm just feeling a little bit better just from
Just
hearing a
from watching
conversation.
this stream
Oh,
tonight. Yeah, I think it was
that's right.
Allie's
Yeah.
comment.
Oh,
a
thank
beautiful
you so
comment.
much.
Yeah, said the
Yeah.
stream is
Yeah.
making her feel so much better tonight.
Good,
So.
good. And that's what it's about, having these conversations. And again, it's not about, just coming and saying, sharing all these pieces. It's about building that trust and finding safety within again to be able to, because in life, I really believe that folks, individuals, people are meant to thrive. And we get stuck in the suffering, in the pain, and trying to avoid that. So we adopt all kinds of mechanisms to kind of avoid. And in trying to do so, then, things just and then we have all these masks and we these boxes, and it gets hard after a while, So
Putting on the false front.
right,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it's okay, I mean, I mentioned this at the talk on Monday is we all have mental health. We all struggle in our own way. And as much as we can feel alone in that, know that you're not alone, that other people are struggling too. And it might not be the same kinds of struggles, but we never know what someone is going through, right? So when we can be kind, and when I say being kind, yeah, there's being kind. And when we talk about this heartfelt compassion, right?
Mhm.
And what I often hear, and I know in my own experience, and I work with compassion, and self-compassion is hard. Compassion towards ourselves
Mhm.
is very hard, right? That's when the chatter goes on in our head,
Mhm.
right? And we can't turn that off, and it goes and goes, and we're stuck in the past, stuck in moving forward, trying to, right? All of these things. And so if we can, come to a place of kindness and compassion, because both, and we combine these two together, right? And we don't have to completely understand what someone else is going through. We don't have to completely agree with what someone else is going through. If we can just be there and hold that space for them, right? To be and present exactly as they are can make a world of difference.
I'll admit a fault tonight. Oh, you gonna admit a fault tonight for once, Kinsman? Okay, you're still perfect, and I believe that. But I will admit a fault. We often do on the show. I'm a competitive person. I like competition when it comes to everything.
Yeah.
That can be fun at times.
Yep.
But also, if you get into a conversation with someone and you don't necessarily agree with what they're saying, a competitive person like myself is driven to prove that my point is more valid.
Is correct.
Right.
My
Or-
wife has
or more
clarified.
important.
My wife has confirmed this point with me, Michelle, and I'm growing thanks to her
This is where the
tutorial.
shoes have come off.
Yeah.
And
Now, thanks to her tutorial.
Coronas.
But sometimes you don't realize this because every person's unique and has their own personalities, and you may not recognize your own flaws because you've lived with yourself for so long.
Right.
And it's great to have someone provide you with positive feedback always first. To me, everyone deserves positive feedback where they're going well, what's going well, and what you're doing well.
Yeah.
But there's no shame in someone providing with constructive feedback done in the right way, make an improvement. And I've had a lot of constructive feedback in my life.
Right.
Well, we all have.
You have any
yeah.
faults, Kinsman, or what?
My
None?
faults. Well, at one point, I thought I was cheering for the wrong team.
Oh,
but,
so yeah. So his
no,
big fault in life
fault,
is
no, it's right in itself.
yeah.
Cheering for
His
the
fault
Leafs.
in
That's
life
I've
was
been
turning on the
staying
wrong hockey game.
bandwagon for the Leafs
Yeah.
for all my life.
If we could only, so you're one of those guys that don't talk about your feelings.
Well,
Right.
not too often. That's why I need the owl's nest.
You need
I need
the.
to open
Yeah.
up my feelings more.
You should, kids, but we all should.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why these services
Yeah.
are provided here in this community.
Mhm.
And again, on your
Absolutely.
soft launch, talking about the show, people have been reaching out to you, since we were down there to see about your services.
Absolutely. And
You've
one
got some
of
discounts going
yes,
on right now.
for the month of May right now, I have a special on my coaching packages. So folks can try before we buy, right? So you come in, you schedule a 40-minute session with me. We go through some things, see how it feels. If you feel like this is something that could help you and you want to continue, you get $150 off when you sign up within 7 days. So the 40-minute free session, no strings attached, right? You come in, try it, see how it feels. And if it feels right, then we move forward.
Mhm.
If it doesn't feel right, then maybe I can connect you with somebody. Maybe we can have a discussion about what it is you're looking for, and I can connect you with some people, with some services, some supports that could help you in that moment.
In that moment. And these 40-minute free sessions, this is one-on-one services?
One-on-one. Very
Yeah.
personalized, very tailored to the person who presents in front of me. And it could look a lot of different ways. It might be a lot of talking, it might be more moving. I really feel into where the individual is at, where the person who's presenting, where they're at, and what they're comfortable with. Because building that trust and that safety is so important
Mhm.
from the get-go.
It is.
Because if someone does not feel safe, then sometimes the work that we do after that it doesn't stick. And it's not to say that it's not good. It is what it is. It's just, is it going to have an impact the way that it possibly could? So there's that. There's also the Mayflowers therapeutic yoga series that I
Yes,
have.
tell us about that.
Yeah, so there's 2 series. One is Wednesday afternoons. No, let's back up. Wednesday evenings, 6:30 to 7:45. And it's a combination there too. It's small groups. I'm hanging on to this because I don't want to forget.
That's your mug.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So individualized, very personalized, 6 individuals. And it really is tailored to what comes up in the group. Right? Sure, there's a script, there's a certain template of what it could look like, what it's going to look like.
Mhm.
And then with whatever comes up in the moment, we work through that. And I also have a series on Thursday mornings. So it's the same as Mayflower Circle. And yeah, so those are 2 opportunities. And they are discounted right now. These are May specials happening 3-session series going on for the month of May.
Nice.
If you're interested in trying it out, if you want to learn more about what it feels like, what it looks like, yeah, give it a try. Yeah, everyone is welcome.
And you're located right now. You're using the amazing space at the Anti-Hunger Coalition, Timmins.
So that being
That's
said,
a temporary space, right?
yeah. So we do community yoga over at the Anti-Hunger Coalition, and that is open to everybody. So the yoga that I offer in the series, that's a more therapeutic yoga, somatic healing kind of stuff, more intimate, and that happens over at my home-based office, which is not far from town on Spruce North. The Anti-Hunger Coalition, like I was mentioning, is our drop-in, pay-what-you-can model for community yoga. Again, an opportunity to come in, join in the flow, join in connection, have a chat after, hang around, have a bite to eat, and yeah, get some movement in, connection in, time in community. Community is so important. Connection, we all need connection. And like you're saying earlier, Jamie, some people don't have that, right? So these opportunities is, and like I was mentioning, someone has $5 that day and that's what they can pay, then that's what it costs you for yoga on a Saturday morning over at the Anti-Hunger Coalition. Next week, you came into some money, the pay was higher, you got more tips. You can afford to pay maybe $20, then that extra, I always say, goes back to help out those who may not be able to permit themselves to do that. And funds that are raised through these community yoga sessions, one Saturday per month, part of the funds are donated back to the Anti-Hunger Coalition for their community food programs. So you know what? People helping people, that is what I am about. What I've got coming up. And there's a lot of things working in the background too that I haven't really said a whole lot about, which I want to bring in at this point.
Yeah, let's talk about that mug.
Yes.
This is a bonus prize, by the way,
It
tonight,
is.
right?
Someone's going to win this tonight with the 4 VIP BeaverTails.
Oh, we got a nice shot of it there on the camera.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. So this one was Gillies Lake, and it was last May. And this May, again, I'm going to be doing the Sunrise Challenge, and that's with the Center for Addiction and Mental Health. I spent some time at the Center for Addiction and Mental Health back in 2018 on the women's unit, and that really helped me out to kind of reconnect again and get me started on my path. So I really hold those the people there and what they stand for, like a lot of other services in town. I've received services from the hospital here. I received services from CMHA, from Lviv, from a lot of different community partners with which I've connected in a peer relationship through work, but I've also accessed their services as a service user. So CAMH, they have a Sunrise Challenge at the last week of May. I will be out in community, rising with the sun at different spots. Last year I did Gillies Lake, I did Hershey Lake, I did behind the hospital. And I just take time, to sit in gratitude. Folks are welcome to join me. We might have a little movement session going. And I have a team up. It's Owl's Nest, of course. I'm going to be posting a little bit more about that. Folks want to join my team, you're more than welcome to do so. And if you just want to come hang out the last week of May during the Sunrise Challenge, maybe have conversation, I would love for you to join.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anybody can
It's a
come and
beautiful
join.
thing.
And, just want to switch back to your yoga. You've got a special treat for Mother's Day.
Yes.
Brunch in Bloom. Tell folks
Yes.
how they can, join that and what it's all about.
Absolutely. So that's a first initiative with the Anti-Hunger Coalition using their kitchen, which just recently started being used. And it's an amazing, fabulous kitchen. So the kids will come. The deal is, so for a pair, mom and child, moms will do, our mother figure in their lives, will do yoga with me for an hour. And the kids will be in the kitchen cooking with the Anti-Hunger Coalition staff.
How awesome is that?
Right? And then we come together and we sit down and we eat. And what better way to gather and share food on Mother's Day?
And if you haven't seen that new
love
kitchen,
this
the Anti
idea.
Hunger Coalition kitchen is phenomenal.
Yeah.
We were there Monday.
Yeah.
First class.
It is A1.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the link to the tickets are available on my website, the Anti-Hunger Coalition. Actually, their Facebook page, Instagram page, I believe, is there. I can also put a link in and highlight it. I know there's been posters circulated. I've shared them. I think you may have shared some as well.
Yeah, it was on WhatsApp
Yeah.
this afternoon. There's only, 15 spots?
That's right. Yep.
So it's first come, first serve.
First come, first serve. And there's a minimum number. We need a certain number of youth participants and moms to be able to host the event, right? So don't wait though, because once the word gets out and this experience kind of is felt throughout community, they're going to start getting busy and busy and busy.
I bet.
So it's a first. I invite you all to join us. I look forward to guiding you.
Well,
Sounds
this
like a
has been
fun
an
time.
amazing
Yeah,
conversation.
Amazing conversation for sure.
Mark has one other flaw. One time he stepped on a leg.
No, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go back. Yeah, I saw Tracy's comment there.
She was gonna
She wants
expose
to give
you.
you a call after
Yeah,
the
you
show.
don't want me calling her, so you're
well,
gonna admit
here's-
one
here's
now.
my fault.
Okay.
You know, hurting someone's feelings. I was at the gas station today, and those infomercial guys that are out there selling tire cleaner, I got roped in. Yeah, here's the stupid thing I said. He goes, "How much do you have on you?" And I said, "Well, I got maybe $40." Well, I got 2 cans for $40. I'm like,
So-
You know, I couldn't say no, so I've got 2 cans of tire cleaner.
So the fault in your life is that
I can't say no.
you supported
Yeah.
someone's livelihood.
Well, that's it.
What a fault you
Well,
have
no,
there,
it's a
Kinsman.
fault.
Boy.
I find it as a fault.
Right.
But then again, my feelings, I'm like, I don't want to hurt this guy's feelings.
Right.
Mhm.
He's out there making a living. It's times are tough. And now look at we've got the shiniest tire rims in all of Timmins.
Yeah. I think
I gave you a kick.
I think if I got a list of your faults, my computer would shut down from overloads. You settle down there.
Well, 47.
We-
There's probably a few in there.
But we all have them, and there's no shame in that. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much.
That's
I'm
my
sure we can chat all week,
Mhm.
and we'd love to have you back on again.
I'd love to be
Yeah.
back and
So thank
continue.
you.
the
We do
conversation.
handshakes or
We're-
fist
we're
bump? Like
doing
I don't
fa-
know.
well,
I'm gonna
let's
do handshakes.
handshakes.
Yeah.
tonight. There we go.
And I'm gonna throw in a fist bump. You gotta have
yeah.
a
doing that?
Okay. How about 10? Do we got 10?
Oh,
Yeah.
we
look at that.
this is our
Way to
first
go,
10.
Matt.
This is our first
We're
10.
doing pat a cake on
Yeah.
the show.
This is our first
Right?
10 ever,
Our
Kinsman.
first 10 from the Owl's Nest.
Yeah.
And this is just a great opportunity for those to, get out and reach out to
Yeah.
you. And again, your
Absolutely.
services are phenomenal.
Thank you so much.
And, if you want to go back, and the beauty of our lives, they go back to that Monday where we were at your soft launch. They can hear more
Yeah.
about, those
Absolutely.
services in further detail.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm going to be in community a lot. I've heard loud and clear that this is what folks want. By show of hands, majority said, yeah, we need this, we want
Yeah.
more. And there was a lot of sharing around that. So this is certainly something that I'm in creation mode, preparing a survey that I'm going to kind of launch and share to get some ideas and hear what the need really is to be able to bring that. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, bringing smiles.
Superstar in the
Yes,
community.
A big superstar.
Yeah, I
And
wasn't
again,
pointing
Owl's
at you,
Nest
Mr.
Company.
No Faults. I was pointing at Michelle there.
No faults.
That could be your rapper name.
Yeah, no faults.
No
There
faults
we
if
go.
you ever
Going
be.
out and, on tour with Noah Sagan.
All right. So when we come back, it's the Wheel of Winning. So we got a bonus prize thanks to Michelle.
Yeah, the PAIB Insurance Inc. Wheel of Winning. We have 4 VIP BeaverTails and the Sunrise mug.
Yeah, how awesome is that?
How awesome is that? So one lucky winner.
I like that. Okay, so we will be right back.
Check out these new ads this week at Sweet Freeze Timmins. Slush Poppy Toaster Tarts, Golden Oreo Cakesters, Lemon Blueberry and Girl Scout Pop Tarts, Cotton Candy, Hershey Plant-Based Chocolate, and more at Sweet Freeze Timmins. Shop them today, 175 3rd Avenue in your downtown, or even shop and order online at sweetfreeze.com. And you're invited to the Alternate Starts grand opening. Stop into 1092 Riverside Drive next Wednesday, May 14th for live demos, food and beverages from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. with over $12,000 in free draws to enter. Northern Ontario's best pawn shop is Northern Pawn Canada. Stop in and browse quality items and more today. Go visit Ray Shabbat. He'll pay you top dollar for your gold, jewelry, coins, watches, and even pay top dollar for silver. Plus, you get a 30-day warranty. So So buy, sell, trade today at Northern Pond, Canada, 380 Algonquin Boulevard West. They're open Tuesdays to Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Register now for Timmins Little League Baseball. Details and how to register can be found online at timminslittleLeague.ca. And try the new spicy India-style pizza at Sparks Pizza today. Topped with tikka masala, creamy mozzarella, sweet corn, red and green onions, chunks of paneer, topped with oregano and basil. Also try the cotton candy milkshake this week. 206 3rd Avenue or order yours online with delivery, sparkspizza.ca. Voted best burger and fry platter in 2024, the Matagami River Fries Inc. is getting set to open. Stay tuned for the grand opening details coming soon to our social media pages at the Mount Joy Pavilion. Mark your calendars this week for the Ontario Mine Rescue District competitions. Happens Wednesday and Thursday with teams from the province vying for the provincials. Watch our live coverage this week from the Sportsplex as teams from Timmins and Kirkland Lake vie for the championship. And get those tires swapped today at the Big Spring Tire Sale at Canadian Tire Timmins. Save 30% off on select tires. Get your swap today, 705-268-8591. Beer Fest is back with TFEC. May 31st at the Mount Joy Arena. A variety of beer, spirits, wine, and more. Food trucks on site with live entertainment. Tickets are on sale right now at TimminsFestivals.com. And the Timmins Multicultural Festival hits the MAC the weekend of May 24th and 25th. Great food and entertainment from all around the world. We'll see you down there, and we're proud to be this year's hosts. And another one sold at 42 Carlin Avenue, Timmins, by Albert Seal and Katrina McKinnis at Royal LePage, your Northern Realty leaders. And your house could be next. Call Albert today and Katrina, the award-winning realtor, 705-465-3491 or 705-465-3493. And the Schumacher Lions Club celebrating 90 years giving back to this community this year, helping so many organizations giving back since 1935. Find your dream home today with Jessica Gervais from Royal LePage, your Northern Realty leaders. Search Jessica Gervais' latest listings and more at Jessica Gervais at royallepage.ca or call 705-360-7000. And for the best insurance of the North, it's PAIB Insurance Inc. They have your back and will help secure the coverage you need. Located at 101 Pine Street South in Timmins. Call today for your consultation, 705-360-5300. No job, big or small, for DAP Cleaning Solutions. Sanitizing, dump runs, windows, dusting, and more. Janitorial and even commercial cleaning. Call for your free quote, 705-465-3500. Follow Mel and Mel for more info on the We Count Talk Show. You can email the ladies today about episode 5 coming out this month at info@theconnecthers.ca. And this Saturday, May 10th, the Timmins Square launches their Kids Club with a party magician, Ron Gutman. Come and join the shenanigans. Come for 2 free live shows at Center Court, one at 11 a.m. and one at 1 p.m. For mega deals and the best prices, it's worth the drive to Matheson Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Browse the lot and book a test drive today, 349 Highway 11 in Matheson, or call 705-273-2112. Looking for a date night? Midtown Bowl has the perfect night plan for you with Rockin' Bowl, starting at $32.99 each, which includes your shoe rental. Rockin' Bowls happen every Friday, 6:30 to 9, and Saturdays, 9:30 to 12 a.m. Book your fun now, 705-267-3500. And it's the deal of the week at Timmins Hyundai. Stop in and grab the final 2024 Hyundai Santa Cruz Trend today. It's priced to move. Finance as low as 3.99%. Get $1,000 in incentives. And how about this? Comes with a 5-year, 100,000-kilometer comprehensive warranty. Take it for a test spin today, located at 800 Riverside Drive. Wednesday, June 4th and Thursday, June 5th, all eyes will be on the MAC for the Timmins Canadian Mining Expo. It's where the world comes to explore. For more details, visit CanadianMiningExpo.com. And come drive for Lucian Transportation. New drivers get a $2,000 sign-on bonus, and it's paid training. Start today and inquire, 705-360-4090. Buy now and pay later at J&R Custom Cabinets. Don't pay for 3, 6, 9, 12 months OAC. Design, build, enjoy. Come check out their new showroom located at 1150 Riverside Drive. And this Saturday is the Mother's Day Market with the Downtown Timmins BIA. Come shop for Mom 10 a.m. to 3 at the old Tweed and Hickory building located on 3rd Avenue in your downtown. Join the Jackpot Time Timmins email list today and enter to win for a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. Sign up now at jackpottime.ca. With more than 75 programs to choose from, your future career is awaiting you at Northern College. Enroll now for fall at northerncollege.ca. She's the producer of Sportsman Channel Canada and Just Hunt Inc., Amanda Lynn Mayhew. And with over 45 years in the courier business, put your trust in the hands of Robert Champagne at Timmins Courier Service, 705-266-4285, locally owned and operated. Put a team in today for the Alzheimer's Society Cochrane-Temiskaming's Walk for Alzheimer's. The Timmins Walk happens Saturday, May 24th, and the walks in Kapuskasing and Haileybury start on the 25th. Register for either walk right now at walkforalzheimer.ca. On the big screen this week at Imagine Cinemas, Until Dawn, Thunderbolts, and The Accountant 2. Tickets and showtimes at imaginecinemas.com. And join Dare Timmins this Saturday, May 10th for Protect and Play Day. They've got a free barbecue lined up for you, free bouncy castles, and free activities from 10 a.m. to 4. It's at the Ambulance Bay at Northern College. Register your child today for kindergarten in the fall with the Northeastern Catholic District School Board. You can register online and book a school tour at ncdsb.on.ca. And sign up for summer camp at Camp Bickle, the best co-ed camping facility in all of Northern Ontario. Sign up now at campbickle.ca. Feeling disconnected? Find balance in your life again with the Owl's Nest with Michelle Mailloux. Book a free 40-minute session with Michelle and get $150 off a coaching package during the month of May. Heal deeply, move freely, thrive fully. Scan the QR code for more detail or visit theowlsnestcompany.com.
All right, we are back. Wheel of Winning.
Back. Yeah, Wheel of Winning. And before we get into that, just wanted to say I got a message from Martin Noel from Timmins Hyundai. You saw it in our sponsor reel, that Santa Cruz Trend, the 2024 sold. So there's a newer one in the 2025 version, just like that one at Timmins Hyundai. So go snag it. Great vehicles over there. Great deals this week and all month for the month of May on Riverside Drive.
I love it, Kinsman.
Yeah.
I love it a lot. I also love this Wheel of Winning. So
Yes, we do.
BeaverTails VIP pass. That's 4 BeaverTails, and you get to skip the line.
Yep, skip the line. We're going to give you the special VIP number, and you'll have your order waiting for you this weekend. BeaverTail Ray going to be in town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Of course, the Mother's Day pop-up market is all day Saturday from 10 to 3. It's going to be a lot of fun.
This also includes
the sunshine, the sunrise
Yeah.
mug from Michelle Mailloux from the Owl's Nest. So she's going to add that to tonight's prize.
The Wheel of Winning, brought to you by PAIB Insurance Inc. We are real people dealing with real people. Locally owned and operated in downtown Timmins, 101 Pine Street South. Call toll free 1-844-360-5300.
All right, we are ready to rock and roll.
Who will the winner be? The Wheel of Winning. The PAIB Insurance Inc. Wheel of Winning. Where's the little the wheel gonna stop? And it's on Brian Getcher. Congratulations, Brian. There you go. You got a mug, sunrise mug from Michelle Mailloux in the Owl's Nest, and you'll have 4 VIP BeaverTails to go and eat and skip the line this weekend when BeaverTail Ray comes to town. That's always a treat. And again, he's coming a part of the Mother's Day pop-up shop on Saturday with the Downtown Timmins BIA. Of course, he's going to be set up Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Good times. And Brian, yes, the number we give you will put you to the front of the line. Skip the line.
All right, there, Kinsman.
Yeah, getting all excited.
You sound like an owl saying, who, you.
Who?
Okay, so I guess this closes out the week of shows.
I guess it does. Yeah. Well, we've got a busy weekend.
We do,
We're
yes.
out and about all over the place. And Saturday, we're going to be a part of the pop-up shop. They've got the Protect and Play Day at Dare Timmins happening out at the Northern College Ambulance Bay.
Yeah, magic show at the mall.
There's a magic show, Shenanigans. The kids launch at Timmins Square, Center Court. 2 free shows at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m.
It is going to be a busy weekend, and these are all family-style events.
Family-style events.
All right.
Just follow our page, and we'll be steering into the right direction. We'll be at pieces and bits and pieces of all of them. It'll be
All
fun.
right. So for Mr. Honesty and no mistakes, we're out of here.
That's it. No mistakes.
Check out these new
Fuimos por la disco de hoy, bailamos pegado de grande. Esa noche yo te conocí de ti, no me despegué. Ojeada de ti, nos ponemos friki.
Tú no necesitas recipe, como el vicio te quiero para mí.
Ojeada de ti, nos ponemos friki.
Tú no necesitas recipe,
Porque tú estás hecho para mí, para mí. Baby, yo estoy hecha para ti. Como el café en la mañana, todos los días de la semana. Para mí, baby, yo estoy hecha para ti.
Panamá, para ti, para mí.
Panamá, para ti, para mí.
Panamá.
Me he quitado la monotonía, arriba y de lado, de noche y de día. Let's go, estamos en sintonía. Que suelte la tuya, que has ganado la lotería. Y ahora todo, ojeada de ti, nos ponemos friki.
Tú no necesitas recipe, como el vicio te quiero para mí.
Ojeada de ti, nos ponemos friki.
Tú no necesitas recipe,
Porque tú estás hecho para mí, para mí. Baby, yo estoy hecha para ti. Como el café en la mañana, todos los días de la semana. Para mí, baby, yo estoy hecha para ti.
Panamá, para ti, para mí. Panamá, para ti, para mí. Panamá,
Push me, you want me, push me, let it be. Push me, you want me, push me, you want me, push me, let it be. Push me, you want me, push me, you want me, push me, let it be. Push me, you want me, push me, you want me, push me, let it be. Push me, you want me, push me, you want me. Push me, you want me. Push. You want me, push me, you want me.